Hello and welcome to BusyWorksBeats.com. Today we're going to look at the Pulsar P11. If you don't know me, I'm Game from BusyWorksBeats.com. We train over 900,000 producers around the world. So we're going to work with Drake, Kanye West, Post Malone, Ariana Grande, French Montana, Young Thug, YG, Lil Baby, J. Cole, Trippie Redd. I'm going to forget a lot of people. Okay, let's hop in the door and let's get straight into FL Studio and see what this plugin is all about. So I'm going to use it on some drums for this video. I'm going to use raw stems. This is from the AJ Hall 89 one mic drum breaks kit. So I'm just using his stems for a second. And let's just drag this in. We're at 87 BPM. Doesn't matter about the BPM, but I'm just doing that anyway. Drag it in. Okay, so now we have the raw audio file. And I'm going to open up P11. I'm going to send this to the mixer. Hit Control L if you're in FL. And then we're going to open up P11 Abyss. All right, I just had to load up my activation key. So here it is. This is P11 Abyss. And from the second I heard this, now I'm going into a limiter. So to be fair, I'm going into a limiter. So here's before even adding the plugin. I'm trying to see, does it add any kind of sauce, even just by turning it on? I feel like it does. Maybe it just cranks it up. It adds something when you run it through here. Maybe just more volume. Okay, so I'm just gonna mess with these knobs. So we have a ratio knob, a knee knob for this is the compressor basic settings. Okay, and then over here we have some saturation options. And then what is this here? The mode, it says EQ. So we could boost the lows basically or boost the highs. So it's basically compressor on the left, EQ on the right, saturation at the bottom right here. And then what is this here? Just I guess a gain knob going out. Actually, I don't know what this is right now. O2. Whatever that is, maybe post boost. Okay, so it's on full wet, so it's 100% the effect. Now let's just lower the threshold. Okay, so it was doing something because we were at -20, so it was compressing when we just turned the. So I'm using this on drums because acoustic drums, in my opinion, when you start mixing acoustic drums, you won't understand this with hip hop. Like until I started mixing acoustic drums from real session recordings, you don't understand the importance of compression. And EQ and compression are really all you need for a good performance like this. Okay. Let's lower the threshold. Now, when you lower the threshold, you're giving the compressor more stuff to work with, but it takes away a lot of the dynamic because now everything is being squashed. Let's squash it even harder just to see how. Okay, so this is exaggerated compression. I will say with this compressor, it feels sturdy. That's a hard thing to get with compression, is that sturdiness, that density. This gives it that density feeling. It feels very stable and sturdy. So let's pull it to about 4 dB. We're at 4:1 ratio. The attack I usually set to 30 milliseconds for most recordings, just so that transient has time to come through. And my release, we're gonna set this to 100. Now, everything's different, but that's just how I generally like to use my compressor. We're using a generally soft knee, so this is just how hard it curves into that compression, which is kind of arbitrary. Let's turn on this EQ. So now we have a low boost, and we could select the frequency here. So let's do 60 hertz boost, 70 hertz boost. What is this knob here? I think this is the Q right here. You can feel that low end now. Or maybe this is the amount actually. So now we're boosting, what was it, 70 hertz? Now we get that low end. This is why I said with acoustic drums, all this stuff makes more sense. A compressor with an EQ makes a lot more sense when you have drums, acoustic drums. Okay, so now let's move into the second EQ, which is the high end EQ. I think you could change the shape. So if you left click here, you could change what type of shape you want. Let's boost the highs at about, let's switch it up to 10K, and then let's crank this. You can hear that shimmer. Really hear those cymbals. Now I like this really exaggerated sound, Next up, we have the saturator. Let's turn this on. It's different modes, A, B mode, and A, B. Okay, so transformer to me means saturation. Let's turn this on. listen for that crunch. It goes like, listen to the snare. It just rips the snare apart. It goes instead of it goes. So that's usually where you hear saturation, is on those really pointy transients. We're just taking off that pointy transient. So again, making the drums feel more dense. You don't need to go ham with the saturation though. I'm gonna show you another plugin in another video that has a really cool sound. Okay, so this says in and out. So you can level balance here. I don't remember how loud we came in. Okay, so now let's turn this completely off. Where's our... There's a lot of buttons on here that are like hard to just understand what it means. Okay, so here's without. Here's with. You could just feel the drums move. It feels like it has breath to it. It feels like it has density. They're louder. It's a really good compressor for what it is. So that's the P11 Abyss. Next video, I'm going to go over the VSM4 by Vertigo Sound. So we'll go over this plugin next. And this is another great plugin for saturating your drums. If you're new here, subscribe. Peace.